like to make your point, Al, and yours too, Abby. It's time to become critical consumers. I think you said that first. We don't have to keep the sound on or the video on. I mean, we can make different kinds of choices. And this year, for example, when there was such rampant sexism in the media and the coverage of Hillary Clinton's candidacy, you probably didn't watch as much of it as I did, but we were auditing it. So I can tell you that I could have filled a 5-hour night with just one sexist comment after the other that you would find absolutely appalling and say, surely no one said that on television or wrote that in the New York Times, the Chicago Sun-Times, or whatever, but they did. So we did a program on it, but we also enlisted a group of women to go calling on a network. And that call got answered. And some of those people got censored, and some things, meaning they got talked to and asked not to repeat such comments again. So when we do take, again, power and responsibility and marry them together, our power of as a consumer, we can make a difference. We're not victims.
Since you brought it back to politics, Pat, I'd love to, I won't put any one of you on the spot, but whoever wants to take this can take it. What do you make of the Sarah Palin nomination? And do you think there's anything in that, because she's been roundly criticized? What about her candidacy might even be positive for women if you have criticisms about it?
I think it's so interesting. I mean, we could talk about this all night. I mean, so and every woman I knew had the immediate reaction for about 3 days of spluttering and heart attacks, and I had nightmares, and everybody felt, because it felt like such an assault on everything that we believe, because, you know, at a substantive content level, she was so not what any of us supports or represents. She's good news in the sense that, you know, they felt they had to do that. I mean, that really does mean that we've come a long, long way, that we're at the point now where the Republicans are chasing the women's vote. That's honest to God, that's incredibly good news. The bad news is, probably for her, ultimately in the long run, is, I don't know if you saw the article in the Times yesterday about the men at her rallies and how hot she is and the rest of it. She invited that, and she's now being reduced to a flat, two-dimensional character with absolutely no substance, and that's what'll kill her as a political figure. And I hope it doesn't. I mean, I would be interested in the 5-hour program, Pat, that you could do on the sexist comments that happen to be in favor of her appearance that are used wall to wall in describing her. So I think she's also bad news, because she's kind of shown that that there's a looks bar that women are. I mean, if you gave her the same convention speech, the same intonations, but put 20 years on her or 20 pounds on her, and we would be talking about how she was the most hated woman in America. So there's a long way to go, and it comes to the same question and not being critical consumers.
Well, as much as I am an advocate for women in every area and every place, and women having a strong and powerful voice there, it's not enough for me to have a vagina. You have to have values too. And in this case, the value I'm talking about is believing that other people have a right to their opinion. I mean, for me, that's the most disturbing part of her candidacy, is that it either got wrapped up as you had to vote for her because she was a woman, or it got wrapped up in a certain ideology. And while I think she's entirely entitled to all things she believes, I'm entitled to what I believe, as is every other person. So to be a true feminist, someone who really believes in liberty, freedom, and justice for all, you have to embrace that, in my opinion. So I look around the world and I see women of all political stripes, conservative and liberal, changing their countries. And I hope one day we'll have a woman leading this one to great change as well.